welcome to my channel, and today I'm reacting to a clip from Amber Heard's Deposition that took place on August 13th, 2016. I believe this is after the birthday incident. So the Amber Heard situation, I think it's a very important situation because it kind of proves that abuse has no gender. It doesn't matter if you're who you are and who you treat horribly, it's still going to be considered abuse, and abuse is awful. It's unnecessary. It's ridiculous. And with Amber Heard herself, she put in that lawsuit for defamation towards Johnny Depp for like $100 million or whatever. And I'm just like, I don't think she has a case, not for actual defamation, because her defamation came after her committing defamation. So, I just see it as karma. I also like to mention that, Amber, we just don't like you. We have so many incidences of her now, and I feel like we're going to only get more. She's awful to people who work for her. She lies to Homeland Security. She lied to Australia. She used an assistant's sexual abuse story. Treated her like crap. She is awful to her sister. She had issues with Elon Musk too. So you went from one relationship issues to another. It's just like, is this not kind of obvious that this woman doesn't have interpersonal skills and isn't capable of forming a healthy relationship? It's definitely there. It's very obvious. Johnny Depp was not the wife beater. He was the victim. He was being abused. She was instigating him. She was trying to make him angry. The stairs situation, she's the one that brought that fight up. And it's like she just wants to blame Johnny for all the problems in their relationship. Johnny was constantly trying to get away from Amber Heard whenever they had fights. So to me, that kind of tells me, why would if Johnny was an abuser, why would he be trying to run away from him? That makes no sense. I don't understand how her brain doesn't connect that. Like, you're mad at him because he always walks away. But he abuses me. He always walks away. You don't let him. You, try to chase after him. To me, that doesn't sound like normal domestic violence victim behavior. I feel like he exhibits the normal domestic abuse victim's behavior. I have noticed that some people have mentioned that she does not act like somebody that went through that trauma of domestic violence. We all cope in our own ways, but there are certain things that you can kind of pinpoint when somebody's been there's some involuntary stuff that the human brain can't control when it comes to having trauma like that. So even if she is an actress, she can't hide that stuff. Just like with body language, you can't hide all that stuff. Even though body experts are kind of pseudoscience, they're still on the right track, right? All right, so here we go.
Did you ever commit an act of domestic violence against Johnny Depp?
Calls for legal conclusion and irrelevant, but go ahead.
I also don't like how this deposition I'm not a lawyer person. I don't know much about politics and all this stuff in law, but I feel like this was done poorly. I could be wrong, but I just feel like this whole situation was just poorly handled.
Do you understand what I'm asking you?
No.
No?
No.
Yes, I understand what you're asking.
No.
And prior to May 21, 2016, or May 22, 2016, is it your testimony that you never committed any act of what would be considered domestic violence against Mr. Depp?
So they want to make sure that she's not participating in domestic violence, which we know she does.
Calls for legal conclusion and irrelevant to these proceedings.
Determining who really is defending themselves.
I did my best to defend myself and not.
She's an actress, and it's just weird to see her being
get seriously hurt or be a doormat.
You're an actress. You're used to being able to control your emotions and your.
Isn't it true, Ms. Heard, that you previously confessed and apologized to Johnny Depp for committing domestic violence against him?
I'm gonna.
Man, this audio tapes, I bet she's regretting all that. Because she's the one that started it. Well, at least she says in her declaration that she began to record stuff so that she could show Donnie afterwards.
Object. Calls for legal conclusion, argumentative, harassing.
Isn't it true that you had previously told Johnny
yes
Depp
or no?
that you had hit him?
I'm going to object. It's a different question. It's vague and ambiguous, vague as to time.
It's like she doesn't want to admit to doing the things that she did do.
Many times when we fought, well, not many times, he hit me for a very long time before I ever.
That's just weird wording. She's a book nerd, right? So she should know this kind of language. It's just weird for her to say hit me for a long time. This is weird.
I'm going to
Picked up
accept
my
as
arms.
non-responsive and move to strike. Ms. Hurd,
Actually, what it reminds me of, it reminds me kind of like she's hitting him and he's kind of like trying to stop her.
I'd like you to listen to what I'm about to play. Would you do that?
She don't. I really don't like that they're eating during this. I really don't. I think it's, I don't understand why they couldn't eat before and after. It's 6:20. They're party people, like, she can handle. See, when you listen to audio tapes, I feel like the audio tapes really, really prove the dynamic between the relationship. Somebody's like, well, I can't really go off the one audio tape. I'm like, all these audio tapes are all very similar in how they speak to each other. So to me, it's like, yeah, eventually, I mean, same thing over and over. You know, him trying to be like, you know, you keep getting violent with me, and I really don't want you to doing that. I want you to stop being violent and stop overreacting and getting mad to a point where, you know, you want to fight. Like, I mean, like, she doesn't know how to, like, you can tell she doesn't know how to have a true healthy confrontation with somebody, and she probably doesn't do well with criticism either.
Do you recognize the voices on that tape?
Mm-hmm.
And who are the people on that tape?
It's Johnny and I.
Okay. And is Johnny describing an act where you made a door go into his head?
Objection, harassing, argumentative, vague.
It's not vague.
I was trying to escape from a room
Why would you apologize for that then?
where Johnny was attacking me.
This
And
is
in order
after
to
the divorce,
escape,
by the way.
I was trying to get onto the other side of the door,
I don't think it's gonna.
attempting to
No,
close
no, no. It wasn't officially filed yet. It was filed, but I don't think it was officially signed off.
the door, and he was attempting
So basically
to get
their
in
relationship was
despite
over.
my attempts to try and escape an assault.
I don't understand why you hear about the rooms, the buildings that they're in, that it's not like it's a 1-bedroom house. So, and then they have security guards. There's a lot of things I don't understand why she didn't do something, you know, with her claims. Like, well, why didn't you do this, this, and this? Well, like, why would you keep fighting back? Why not go get help?
Isn't it true that on this tape
Why
that
not
was
walk
just
away?
played, you tell Johnny Depp you're sorry?
Yes.
Okay.
And then, well, I can remember hitting you as a response to the door thing.
Alright, so
Did you just tell
she nodded her head when she heard herself on the audio tape, like, yeah, see?
Johnny Depp in that recording that I remember?
That's why, like, I feel like some of these allegations, they have to come from truth, right? I actually think she's a strong projector. I think a lot of the things that happened to her are actually the things that happened to Johnny, and she took them and made them her own, just like she did with her assistant.
Hitting you as a response to the door thing.
Yes, as he was trying to get into the door, into the room, I was trying to escape in. He pushed the door into me, and I was trying to hit him by getting him out of the door to stay in the room.
And it makes me think that there's a reason why she was going into that room for something. Why not just try to go, like, I don't know. It's just weird.
And you told him in that tape recording that you hit him, correct?
I don't know what words I used in that. You can play it back. if
You
want,
just
but I don't
listen
know.
to it.
If you wouldn't mind if you'll continue to listen.
Okay.
Not listening.
And I'm really sorry about hitting you with the door.
That's on.
Hitting your head.
Did you tell Johnny Depp at that time you were speaking to him that you were really sorry for hitting him with the door, hitting him?
Was it him that went into the room to hide from her?
I think in that recording I made it very clear that I was sorry that the door hit him while he was trying to get into the room I was escaping, or attempting to escape into.
I will mark, excuse me. I'd like you to listen to the following tape. This is punched, and we need to have.
Are they being marked as exhibits?
Yeah, mark as
We
exhibit.
just marked P as the one we just played,
Okay,
correct?
yes,
Okay.
okay.
And I have
Marking
s-
the next thing that I'm going to play to you as Q. Would you listen to this, please? It says punching.
It's one of
The
the
one that
fight.
says punching.
So
Let's skip on.
just figure out. Anyway, the bathroom door when we were knocking on it. Immediately touched it open.
Where's the disc?
And you just kept going, you just kept going, kept going. Tried to
That's
get
what I thought.
3 times. You know, please, just do it, you know, and then wait, and then I accidentally, I swear, when I was trying to close the door, I guess it stretched your toes. I didn't mean to do that.
See, that's what I'm thinking. From the audio tape that Johnny said, it sounded like that Johnny was trying to escape. Because this is his normal behavior, which even Amber Heard herself has constantly told him, you always run away, you always run away.
I bent down. I knew I would push me, kick the door open. I mean, say, put the door, yeah, more open. So that we could.
No, I didn't mean to. I did not mean to. But I did not mean to do that.
I was bent down behind the door.
I did not do anything to her. I did not kick at the door or push the door so that it would hit you. I did not. I swear. But I mean, that did not. It was not my intention. I think I remember when the door scraped my toes.
I mean, look at her. Like, she's paying less attention than I am. Like, I'm literally like, okay, let's see what's going on. Okay, so what did I... She's not even really... She just doesn't care.
Okay.
I have
So
ADHD,
you told
so
him
I got
that
you beat.
Excerpt that you hit him with the door but did not intend to hit him, correct?
Recording speaks for itself.
Did you say that?
I feel like the lawyer asked that question because Amber Heard is not really truly paying attention.
I said whatever I said in that recording. I
Okay.
don't. When you play it for me, it's hard for me to remember every single.
And
word.
that's a recording, Mark?
How is it hard for you to remember everything? It's a traumatic event. It's not something that happens on a daily basis. It shouldn't be something you should just be used to.
As exhibit the punching.
Q, that we
Q.
just played.
Q. Would you continue to listen to exhibit Q?
Are these from the same day?
I reacted, but this whole the door thing. I remember. I never did that. That wasn't on purpose. I might have done it on accident.
Okay.
But
So let's say that was an accident. I then stood up. I don't even know if I said, I mean, I might have said, like, what the you know, whatever. Because I just been hit in the head with the corner of the door.
I feel for Johnny, man. When you hear him talking these audio tapes,
And then you clocked me.
I remember hitting you as a response to the door thing.
That's exactly what I just told her.
Amber, shut up. Hey,
I'm
oh, now
sorry
you're being...
about hitting you with the door or hitting your head. I did not mean to, nor
You don't need to hit me in the head with the door, but you meant to
I did.
punch me in the jaw.
I meant to hit you, and I did not do this thing with the door. I do remember. I did mean to hit you with
That you didn't mean.
the door. No, God, no. I
But punching me in the jaw.
okay, I'm sorry.
So on the tape, you
Punched him
tell
in the
Johnny
jaw.
Depp that you did mean to hit him.
Objection, that's argumentative, and it misstates what the recording was.
And it also misrepresents
You're not a lawyer, Amber. Shut up.
what actually happened, which is him trying to get into a room. I'm trying to keep him out of, and then he runs the door over my toes, trying to get into the room. I tried.
See how confident she gets with her statement now? See, what happened was she heard the audio tape, right? So now that she's got the audio tape, now she knows what she has said. So it's like she doesn't remember what she said because she doesn't remember what she did. I am not surprised. Why are we not talking about any of her drug or alcohol abuse? I know that she does drugs and I know she does alcohol. You can watch video of her how she's behaving. Ironically, it was a fan that proved that there was a Halloween where she had done bruises on her face. I mean, they can't use that in court. Well, I don't think they can. But if you go on her social media, I believe it was Instagram, her and Whitney did Halloween together. I don't know what they were dressed up as. She's holding a bullet. She's got bruises on her face, and that she had done herself.
Try to push him out of it, which is what the hit is referred to. And Johnny, whenever he was injured or touched, it always referred to it in these ways of punching or clocked or whatever. And whether you discussed it with him or not.
And he came back in one of those audio tapes and told her, you had a closed fist. That is called punching. If she had a closed fist, that is called punching. That is not hitting. Hitting is with an open hand.
The last thing you do in talking to him afterwards or trying to reconcile with him is to get into what the definition of those words mean to him.
Just say what
So
happened.
I never even addressed it. If he was ever.
Is she ignoring the fact that he was getting hit and he didn't want to be hit? And she's just like, well, whatever. I'm just, it was hitting. It wasn't punching. I think that's got to be like the worst counterclaim I've ever heard. Well, I wasn't punching him. I was hitting him.
Pushed. It was a cold. He called it a cold clock. I mean, it was just very dramatic.
Isn't
about
it true, Ms. Heard, that
That statement is called gaslighting. She gaslights in a deposition. Well, it's, he's just being dramatic. And you're not?
in September of 2015, you
She's just not
punched
taking the
Johnny
situation
Depp in the
serious.
face with a closed fist?
Wait. Of course, we're gonna eat.
I hit Johnny one time when he. Sorry, I'll wait.
No, you answer the question. Please stop whispering because it's distracting over here.
She was eating anyway. How is she supposed to answer?
It's your team.
No, I was referring
No,
to
these
this
two.
actually.
I can't hear them. I hear them. So please answer the
You're an
question.
actress. You should be able to deal with
Yes or
that.
no, did you ever
No.
punch Johnny Depp with a closed fist in the history of your relationship with Johnny?
Answer it however you feel you wish to.
What's Johnny with a closed fist?
One time, Johnny was hitting me, and he was hitting me hard and repeatedly, and I was screaming. Security walks in, and they don't do anything about it. And he makes this motion when Jerry Judge yells "boss," or
By the way, this did not happen because Jerry was not there that evening.
Don. I can't remember who it was. And
Well, what was the guy's name?
and all we had was a little bit of
Travis.
separation, and my sister runs down the stairs.
Yep. So this whole situation with the stair thing, it's so out of whack. The only person to actually stick to their story was Johnny Depp. Everybody else changed their memory of what happened that night while on the Sun trial stand.
It's we're on a landing in between two flights of stairs.
Ms. Heard, I must interrupt
Yeah, like, they don't need your whole life story. She's awful at
you
interviews.
You can't.
because
You
I've
can't.
asked you a yes or
Then
no question.
withdraw your question then because
Ms.
she's
Heard,
answering.
prior to today's date, has Johnny,
They
have
need to
you
know if you hit.
ever hit Johnny Depp?
Answer it however you wish.
352.
You've already asked and she's already answered and you interrupted her.
She did not answer. She gave them a roundabout answer that correlates back to them being on the stairs. She never said that she actually punched him.
Ms. Heard, have you ever hit Johnny Depp prior to today?
Objection, Vegas to time.
Hey, everyone on this side of the room, please.
Objection 352. It's not relevant to this domestic violence proceeding.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Answer it however you want to, including the way you were just, if
I'm
you
asking
wish.
for a yes or no
You
answer.
don't have to answer it the way she wants you to answer it.
He was about to push my sister down the stairs.
Oh my
She was
gosh.
attempting to break us
You're the one that went and got your sister.
up. I am protective.
I think I finally figured out why they went, because I think Whitney is something.
Over my baby sister. When he laid hands on her, I don't know what I did. but I know I jumped in between.
Blackout anger. Thank you. I mean, this must have been
The actions that I saw
Adam's
could
field
lead
day.
to a fatal injury to my
When you watch
sister.
this.
She was standing on the top of a flight of the stairs, and she has never hurt anyone in her life, and she does not deserve to be pushed down the flight of stairs. And it looked like she
It looked like she was going to be pushed down the stairs.
was about to be.
So I reacted.
And I would have done what anybody who has a child or a
No. Anybody with a child or
sister
would not allow their sister to be part of that kind of situation. I would not want my sister to go through the same traumas. I would not want my children to go through the same traumas I do. It's a maternal instinct to protect. You can't use this notion of I'm trying to protect my sister at the same time I'm the one that brought her into the situation.
would have done. I acted defensively in her
No, defensively, you put your sister in that situation.
life. I saw her.
It's the same concept of, the only one that's coming to mind is like drinking and driving. You know, restaurants can be held liable if they see somebody drunk and leave and get in a car.
Standing on top of a flight of stairs and trying to interrupt a fight in between him and I.
She's like trying to force herself to cry. Like you tell.
I don't know what part of my body
Answer the
I put in between me and him and her. But I would have done anything. I would have done anything to prevent her from being pushed down a flight of stairs.
You say these things happened on April 21. At any time after.
So that's the end of that one. That's a different one. So I would like to show you guys another thing. So here we have the what is domestic violence. So it's a domestic violence or relationship abuse is a pattern of behaviors used by one partner to maintain power and control over another partner in an intimate relationship. It is not defined by gender. Let's correct that. Physical violence, sexual. See, I was always surprised that sex has never been brought up. Using male privilege, treating her like a servant. I guess this one is kind of. Oh. Yeah, I just realized this. Wow. National domestic violence. You need to fix your pronouns. But I guess we'll just use it. Well, just as an example, make or carrying out threats to do something to hurt her, threatening to leave her, to commit suicide, to report her to welfare, making her drop charges, making her do illegal things. Well, we know that's vice versa. Preventing her from getting or keeping a job. Well, that's making her ask for money, giving her an allowance, taking her money. Well, yeah, no. Not letting her know or have access to family income. I don't know about that one. Making her feel guilty about children, using children to relay. Making light of abuse and not taking her concerns about it seriously. Minimizing, denying, and blaming. Shifting response. So we got that one. Amber Heard's definitely that one. Using isolation. If you notice, that whole penthouse was full of Amber Heard's friends, and anybody that was involved with trying to help with Johnny was all of Amber's friends. So she was isolating him from his kind of thing, putting her down, making her feel bad about herself, calling her names, making her think she's crazy, playing mind games, humiliating her, and making her feel guilty. So she definitely would constantly put him down. You know, you always walk away, you coward, you pussy, making her feel bad about herself. You know, you're old, nobody's going to believe you. No one's going to believe that you're the victim. Calling her names, making her think she's crazy. The new name, you know, she's calling him racist. Now, I wondered when she was going to try to do that one. She can't use that one because there are literally proof of her being racist. Humiliating her, making her feel guilty. Pooping on her bed, or pooping on his bed is kind of humiliating. So, it's because it's almost like I don't know, it's just intimidation, smashing things, destroying your property, abusing pets, displaying weapons. Well, smashing things, okay, so here's the thing with Johnny. That's kind of how Johnny always has done in the past. He kind of trashed his place. You can tell that when he gets angry, he kind of takes it out on things around him. So I'm not saying Johnny's perfect. I mean, we're not going to sit here and say Johnny's perfect. But at the end of the day, this is power and control. So who's truly the abuser? I think when it comes down to it, I'm Amber Heard all the way. And if you noticed, you know, Johnny was like, yeah, I'll give your dad some money. No, that would make sense. And if it was really isolation, like Johnny didn't have his friends come over, it's just weird. It's a weird situation, and I definitely think that Johnny Depp was the victim and Amber Heard was the abuser. At the same time, I'm not gonna say Johnny Depp was perfect. I do feel like there are some people that are like automatically just want to say everything that Johnny did was perfect. Like there was nothing he could have, like. You gotta also understand that it wasn't like everything that Johnny did was right either. It's just Amber Heard, what she did was worse, way worse. Now if they could only prove that all these fights were caused by Amber, then there's something else. And it's also very, very strange that, you know, she's constantly telling him that he runs away and that she doesn't like that she has to be the one to go get him and deal with the relationship. Like, sweetie, have you ever heard of that saying that, you know, quit texting someone for a while? And if they don't message you back, then it's probably best that you just not have them in your life, no matter how much you care about them. You know, saying set them free if they, let them go. Set them free if they come back, they were yours. It was meant to be kind of situation. If they don't, then it never was. She didn't really give him privacy or space. That was very obvious. And I feel like we're missing a lot of information on these. But I don't know if that's just because they're not telling all of it or they're keeping it private. So that could be. Well, guys, that's it for today. I'm sorry, but I agree, Johnny, you know, Johnny definitely was a victim. It's just different. It's something that, you know, society, as I pull up this chart and it has her instead of them, preventing them or from giving them a job. So we need to fix this chart, making them feel guilty about the children. It can go both ways. And I think she's done more on this chart than Johnny did. So that's why I think he's the victim and she's the abuser. And he was, like, you could also say that he was traumatized by the relationship, without a doubt. For her, you know, she just went and got a new boyfriend that was a billionaire. So she just went up the ladder. I mean, it's what it is. It sucks that, you know, but sometimes women aren't always right just because they're a woman. Just like men aren't always wrong just because they're a male. You can't, when it comes to traumatic events like this, you really just can't pretend, you can't use stereotypes. You need to look at the whole picture and really get a grasp on the truth itself. So, justice for Johnny. I am not a bot. And I hope you guys have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon.